Hi, are you making these three big mistakes and you're over 40 in perimenopause or menopause? Then please listen up because I'm going to share with you what they are and what you should be doing instead. So you don't needlessly suffer through this time of your life. You are meant to thrive through this time of your life. It should be a transformational stage and you should feel fantastic. Hi, I'm Kate Driver, naturopath and the perimenopause practitioner. And I've been consulting as a naturopath for 25 years now. I have helped thousands of women through perimenopause and menopause feel their best and completely naturally. So the first big mistake I see is that women don't address their gut microbiome or their digestive health. Now, it's probably because it's not obvious to some women that you need to be addressing this gut microbiome because it has a huge influence on your hormones. Did you know that there's something called the estrobolome or estrobolome, some people call it, in the USA. But because I'm an Aussie, I call it the estrobolome. And this is a subset of bacteria in your gut microbiome that influence your estrogen, and they have a huge impact on the way you metabolize the three different types of estrogen. So if you're going through perimenopause and menopause, then this is really, really important, and particularly if you're in perimenopause and you have estrogen dominant symptoms, then addressing this gut microbiome is so important. And some estrogen dominant signs can be things like endometriosis or fibroids or heavy periods, painful periods. If you're not menstruating anymore, then obviously you're not getting those symptoms. It can be mood swings, depression, anxiety, poor sleep, a very slow metabolism because this high estrogen will affect your thyroid function. And it can cause things like acne as well because there's an imbalance in your estrogen and progesterone, and much more. So not addressing the gut microbiome will have a huge impact on your hormones just generally. And it's so important at any age, not just in perimenopause and menopause, but you're obviously here because you're that age, and this is something that needs to be addressed. And leading into the second thing I see that people make a big mistake with is not addressing their diet. And diet will actually, obviously, really hugely influence your gut microbiome. So if you don't eat healthily and you're not feeding those good microbes, so there's good bacteria in your gut, then this will have a huge influence on your hormones. The diet should be tweaked a little bit. I hate to say it, but we cannot eat the same as we did when we were in our 20s and 30s or teenage years, because things are changing. Your hormones are changing, your body's changing, and your metabolism unfortunately does slow down slightly. Not for absolutely everybody, but for most women, they find they put on weight and they start getting insulin resistance, where you start seeing that belly fat and that annoying, middle-aged spread that you really dread going through. Now, not everybody has that, and I particularly avoided it. And there's loads of ways you can avoid getting anything like that. But one big thing to tweak is your diet, and just looking at reducing those simple carbohydrates, like simple carbohydrates, I just said that, like rice, pasta, bread, any, starchy vegetables, reducing them if you don't exercise. Particularly if you exercise, you've got to tweak it a little bit around your exercise depending how much you do. So reducing the carbs will actually help with this insulin resistance, and also just really making sure your blood sugar levels are balanced. So you're eating protein at every meal. This could look like, animal protein, or it could be things like nuts and seeds and legumes. So this will help with the insulin resistance, but it also help with your energy and your moods. And I see this so often that women just don't change their diet and don't sort of think that really has a big influence on their hormones, but it has a huge influence. So the other thing that you need to do is reduce inflammatory foods and increase the anti-inflammatory foods and the antioxidant rich foods. So very brightly coloured vegetables and fruits should be really added to your diet every day. Then the third biggest mistake is not addressing the stress in your life. And look, I know everybody's got stress, and stress comes in many forms. It can be something as simple as not sleeping well, or being really busy, or always rushing around after everybody else and not looking after yourself. Or it can be that you've got allergies that you haven't addressed and you're exposed to these allergens like pollens and dust all the time. Or that you're around loads of chemicals even, or toxins. You could be a hairdresser, or maybe you use a lot of chemicals around the house for cleaning. These have a huge impact on your hormones. And if this is not addressed, these sort of stresses will make the symptoms in your perimenopause and menopausal journey a lot worse. So the three biggest mistakes I see, just to summarise, are not addressing your gut microbiome and your digestive issues, and you don't have to have any symptoms. Ladies, just so you know, a lot of women have no symptoms at all. And not addressing your diet is number 2, and not tweaking your diet and making it a little bit healthier compared to what you have been. And mistake number 3 is reducing stress, not reducing stress and addressing it. If you would like to know what else you can do and have the best value opportunity for feeling your best through perimenopause and menopause and knowing exactly what you should be eating, including my seed cycling details and cheat sheets and a very detailed perimenopause guide, then please go ahead and grab my huge special I've got at the moment. For $27, you can get the Perimenopause Power Plan. I'd love to see this help you like it's helped everybody else. Thanks for listening. I'm Kate Driver, naturopath and the perimenopause practitioner. Bye for now.